morning children and welcome back to your chemistry class. So we were doing redox reaction chapter in which we were trying to understand how to balance the redox reaction. There were two methods. One was the ion electron method and the other one is oxidation method. So the ion electron method we had already discussed before. Today we are going to discuss about how to balance the redox reaction by oxidation number. So before I give you some examples to balance the redox reaction, let us first understand certain rules that we need to follow to balance the reaction according to oxidation number. So I'm writing down the rules over here and after that I'll pick up some examples. So first thing that we have to do is that we need to study the skeleton equation that is given to us, right? After that, we assign the oxidation number to all the atoms in that equation, right? So your first thing is to assign the oxidation number to all the atoms. So after assigning the oxidation number to all the atoms, now we are going to identify the atoms which are undergoing change in the oxidation number in the reaction, right? So now identify the atom undergoing change in oxidation number in the reaction. Right? After this, what we need to do? Now we are going to calculate the increase or decrease in the oxidation number per atom and for the entire molecule in which it occurs. Okay, so calculate the increase or decrease in the oxidation number per atom. Now what do we do next? We make the change which is equal in both the equations by multiplying it with the suitable number and then we add both the equations. Okay, so now make the change equal in both the equations. Over here both the equations I mean to say the reactant and the product side, right, by multiplying. Now remember that in oxidation number balancing we never do division, we always multiply, multiplying with suitable number or integer, whatever you can say. Next, what do we do? Now after you have done this, your equation is actually balanced, right? So first you have balanced all the atoms. Now you have balanced all the atoms except hydrogen and oxygen. You have balanced all the other atoms but not hydrogen and oxygen just now. Is this point clear? After balancing all the atoms, then you are going to move to balancing the hydrogen and oxygen atoms. Now, next, fifth point is very important. In this ionic equation, the net charges on both the sides of the equation, they should be exactly same. This is what I had told you in the ion electron balancing also, right? So over here in ionic equation, the net charge on both sides should be exactly equal, right? Now, what we have to do if the reaction is in the acidic medium and if the reaction is in its basic or alkaline medium. Now, what we have to do? So, in acidic medium, what do? We use hydrogen ions or hydroxyl ions, right? As we had done in the previous method also. So, we add hydrogen ions or hydroxyl ions, right, in the acidic medium. But what do we do in the alkaline medium? So over here we first do not add hydrogen and hydroxyl ion to balance hydrogen and oxygen. Instead, in basic medium, we first balance the charge both the sides. So first balance the charge on both sides, okay? And second point, what you have to do, and then add the number of hydrogen or oxygen atoms. Now add hydrogen or oxygen atoms. Now basically, actually over here you need to add oxygen atoms. Once when you add oxygen atoms, you will find that your equation already gets balanced and your hydrogen is also balanced in the equation. In fact, in the basic medium, at the end, if your hydrogen is balanced with balancing oxygen, automatically your hydrogen gets balanced, right? So if your hydrogen is balanced on both the sides, it means your equation is well balanced, right? So now to understand this balancing the redox reaction by oxidation number, I'm going to come up with some example. One example for the acidic medium and one for the basic medium. Okay, so first let us begin with the reaction which is in its acidic medium. Okay, so let's take one reaction over here, like Fe2 plus Cr2O7 2 minus. We are using the acidic medium. Clear? This is going to give us ferric ion plus chromium ion. Okay. Now, what is your first method? You have to assign oxidation number to all the atoms over here, right? And then we are going to find out which atom is getting oxidized and which one is getting reduced. Now, this is already given to you, Fe2 plus. So, 2 plus is the oxidation number. Here iron is 3 plus, here chromium is 3 plus. Now let us find out the oxidation number of this chromium. So how do we find out the oxidation number? 2x, 7 2s are 14, minus 14 is equal to minus 2. So 2x is equal to 12, so x is equal to 6. So over here chromium atom oxidation number is how much? 6. One thing you need to understand. One chromium atom, its oxidation number is plus 6. Clear? One chromium atom, its oxidation number is plus 3. Fine? Is this point clear? One chromium atom oxidation number is plus 6. This point you need to remember because I am going to explain you something more ahead. Which one is getting oxidized and which one is getting reduced. So let's look at this iron first. What is happening over here? Oxidation number has increased from 2 to 3. Clear? From 2 to 3 it has increased. So what is happening over here? Oxidation is taking place. Clear? So if oxidation is taking place, that means ferrous, it is removing one electron to change into ferric. Is this point very clear? It is removing one electron to convert into ferric ion, right? So one electron is donated over here. Now it is a redox reaction, remember. If this is donating electron, somebody has to accept electron. That means chromium ion is going to accept electron. I hope this point is clear. So one atom of ferrous ion is donating one electron and converting into one atom of ferric ion. Right? Now let us look at chromium. What is happening over here? Oxidation number has decreased. If oxidation number has decreased means reduction took place over here. Reduction means addition of electrons are taking place. One atom of chromium of oxidation number +6 is getting converted to one atom of chromium with oxidation number +3. First let me write down 3 atoms. One atom of chromium is adding 3 electrons to convert into chromium with oxidation number 3+. So 2 atoms of chromium are going to add how many to convert into chromium? Into 2. That means with this 2 we multiply to this side. Clear? Now chromium 2 chromium atoms, 2 chromium atoms. This is balanced. I hope this point is very clear to all of you. Now let's look at iron. What is happening over here? Fe2 plus is giving away 1 electron to become ferric. But here how many electrons were required? 6. 3 2s are 6. 6 electrons. So this has to be 6 electrons. We need to balance the electrons. As I told you, it is a redox reaction. The number of electrons given will be taken by the other. So over here this iron has to give away 6 electrons. So what are we going to do? Are we going to divide this? No division. Instead we are going to multiply this with 6. So if this is multiplied with 6 means 6 atoms should be both the side. As we saw 2 atoms of chromium were both the side, we had multiplied it with 2. 6 atoms both the side multiplied by 6. So 6 here and 6 here. Okay. So now let us see what we have done. Let me write down the equation over here. 6 Fe2 plus Cr2O7 minus gives us 6 Fe3 plus 2 chromium 3 plus. Now let us check the atoms. 6 iron, 2 chromium, but oxygen we have over here, right? Now if you saw, your other atoms were balanced. Iron got balanced, chromium got balanced, but what is not balanced is your oxygen. Now we are going to balance oxygen over here. So we are dealing with acidic medium. So what do we do in the acidic medium? Wherever there is deficiency of oxygen, we add the number of water molecules that side to compensate the oxygen atoms, right? So now look this side. How many oxygen atoms are here? 7 oxygen atoms are here. To the product side, there is deficiency of oxygen. That means oxygen in the form of water has to be added in your product side. How many? 7. So what do we do? Plus 7 H2O. We have added 7 H2O. Now 7 oxygen this side, 7 oxygen this side. But while adding 7 oxygen, now what has happened? Hydrogen, which is deficient over here now. It is how much? 7 2s are 14. This is deficient to your reactant side. So to compensate your hydrogen, what are we going to do? We will add those number of ions, hydrogen ions, to the side which is deficient of hydrogen. So 7 2s are 14. 14 hydrogen ions, right? So this has now balanced your equation. Now look at your equation. It is balanced. 14 hydrogen, 7 2s are 14 hydrogen, 6 iron, 2 chromium, 7 oxygen. Hence, this equation of yours is now balanced. Now, to check whether it is actually balanced, let us look at the charge also now. So, in your acidic medium, first we balance oxygen and hydrogen, then we check the charge. Whereas in the basic medium, it is just the opposite. Okay, till here everything is clear. Till here also But before balancing your hydrogen and oxygen, first there we are going to balance the charges, and henceforth oxygen and hydrogen will be balanced. So let us look at the charges to both the sides. Over here we have 14 positive charge, 6 2s are 12 positive charge. So how much does this make? This makes 26 positive charges and 2 negative charge. That makes it how much? 24 positive charges we find at the reactant side. Now let us look at the product side. 6 3s are 18 positive charges, 3 2s are 6 positive charges. This is a neutral molecule. So 18 plus 6 makes it 24 positive charges. So you can see charges are balanced exactly the same both the side. Hence we can say that this equation is balanced. I hope this is very clear to you. Now let us understand one equation in your basic medium. Basic medium or alkaline medium. Okay. So let's take an equation over here like chromium hydroxide plus, now this is your basic medium. So this is your basic medium. If OH minus is written over here, you should understand that the equation is in its basic medium. Okay. Iodine ion plus CrO4 2 minus. Now what is the first step that we have to do? We have to assign the oxidation number to all the atoms over here. So let's see, for chromium this will be plus 3. For this iodine over here it is plus 5. For iodine over here it is already given minus 1. For chromium over here it will be how much? X is equal to 4 to the 8. 8 minus 2. 8 is equal to minus 2. So the chromium will come out to be plus 6. Now what have we to check? Which one is getting oxidized and which one is getting reduced. Okay. So let's check chromium first. So from plus 3 to plus 6, that means oxidation number is increased. Oxidation number increased means oxidation is taking place. Correct? Now oxidation is taking place over here. So what is happening? How many electrons are being removed? From plus 3, one atom of chromium with oxidation number plus 3 is removing how many electrons to become one atom of plus 6? It is 3 electrons. Is this point clear? Now let's talk about iodine over here. So from oxidation number is decreased, so over here reduction is taking place, right? So when reduction is taking place means addition of electrons are taking place. How many electrons are being added to iodine with oxidation number plus 5 to change into iodine with oxidation number minus 1? Now you cannot say 5 minus 1 is equal to 4. That is wrong. Okay. How are we going to do that? Let's see. Plus 5 oxidation number, it accepts one electron to become plus 4. Plus 4 will accept one electron to become plus 3. This will accept one more electron to become plus 2. Plus 2 will accept one more electron to become plus 1. Plus 1 will accept one more electron to become 0. And 0 is going to accept one electron to become minus 1. So how many electrons has this iodine with oxidation number plus 5 accepted to convert into minus 1 oxidation number? 6. Again I repeat how. Plus 5 will accept one electron. Okay. Plus 5 will accept one electron to become plus 4. Plus 4, 1 electron accepted, plus 3. 1 more electron accepted, plus 2. 1 more electron accepted, plus 1. 1 more electron accepted, 0. Plus 1 more electron accepted, minus 1. So how many electrons? 6 electrons. Clear? So over here 6 electrons are being accepted. I hope this point is very clear to you. So now balance the electrons. When over here 6 electrons are being accepted, how many electrons should be given out? 6. So what are we going to do with this? We will multiply it with 2 to make it 6 electrons. To multiply it with 2 means chromium has to be multiplied with 2 both the sides. That means we got 2 chromium atom this side and 2 chromium atom the other side. Clear? Now 6 and 6 gets cancelled. Okay. So now let us write down this equation and see whether it is balanced. 2 chromium hydroxide plus this in the presence of basic medium will give iodine ion plus 2 CrO4 2 minus. Now let's see, 2 chromium, then iodine 1. Now if you check your oxygen atoms, 3 2s are 6 and 3 over here, and 3 2s are 6 and 3 makes it 9, and this side 4 2s are 8. That means my oxygen is not balanced. But this is your basic medium. So are you first going to balance oxygen? No. Before balancing oxygen, first we need to balance the charges. So let us look at the charges and balance it. First in the basic medium, first we balance the charge before balancing oxygen and hydrogen. So other than oxygen and hydrogen, all other atoms should be balanced by then. So your 2 chromium is balanced, iodine and iodine is balanced. Now left is your oxygen and hydrogen. In the basic medium, first we will balance the charges, then we are going to balance oxygen and hydrogen. So first let us look at the charge this side. So over here we have only one negative charge, right? Look at this side, we have one negative charge here and 2 2s are 4 negative charges. So total of 5 negative charges we have this side. Now deficiency of negative charges is which side? On the reactant side. So now how many negative charges do we need to add over here to balance this? We require at least 4 negative charges, right? So instead of adding those 4 negative charges, what are we going to add in the basic medium? We are going to add the hydroxyl ion. How many? We need how many? 4. So we add 4 hydroxyl ions to the part which is deficient of the charges. So deficiency of the charges in the reactant side. So we have added 4 hydroxyl ions. Okay. Now let's see, is it balanced? We are not going to check hydrogen just now. Okay. So let's check up with the oxygen. Oxygen here how many? 4 plus 3 2s are 6 plus 3. So this comes out to be 13. Let's look over here. 4 2s are 8 oxygen. Here there is only 8 oxygen. So deficiency of how many oxygen this side? After adding 4 hydroxyl ion over here, we have the deficiency of oxygen which side? In the product side. How many? That is 13 minus 8, which is 5 oxygen atoms. So to add oxygen atoms, what do? We add those number of water molecules. So we add 5 water molecules over here. Okay. Now let us see. 8 oxygen, 4 2s are 8 oxygen is already there, plus 5. That makes us 13 oxygen this side also. Now this equation is balanced. As I told you, till you balance oxygen, now you will see hydrogen is already balanced. So how? Let me write down this equation once again and then we will check for hydrogen, whether it is balanced or left still unbalanced. Chromium hydroxide plus IO3 minus will give I minus plus 2 chromium ion plus 5 H2O. This equation that I have written over here is now your balanced equation, right? So let us check this. As I have already seen, oxygen is how many? 13, 4, 3 2s are 6, 10 and 3 oxygen 13. Over here 4 2s are 8 and 5 13 oxygen balanced. Chromium was already balanced, iodine was already balanced. Let's check hydrogen. As I told you, in a basic medium, if you balance oxygen, your hydrogen is already balanced. Now let's check hydrogen. 4 hydrogen, okay, I'm checking hydrogen. 4 hydrogen here and 3 2s are 6. This gives you how many hydrogen atoms in the reactant side? 10. Let's look over here. 5 2s are 10 hydrogen this side. So it is already balanced. Is this clear? So this way we balance the equation. So over in the basic medium, you first balance the charges at the end and then balance your oxygen by first balancing the charge with the hydroxyl ion, and then whichever side the oxygen is deficient, you add number of water molecules to balance your oxygen, and henceforth you will see that hydrogen will be automatically balanced. So with this we wind up with this chapter of redox reaction. Thank you.